Hey guys, welcome back in. Gonna continue going through some of my bases. Pick up where we left off. I think there's about half a dozen bases left on this save, so hopefully get through those kind of quickly. Just move on to the next save. I think I have, I don't know, I think I had 14 saves on this account, so be quite a few bases. Hopefully delete some of them too. Especially on some of these older legacy saves that have the classic parts. Alright, so we went to Atlantis. Alright, yeah, a lot of these are not actually bases. Interloper's Retreat. Teleport over there. Yeah, this is one that was built, it was for a Christmas event that Zane's World put on. Back, I don't remember, I think it was maybe 22, 23, so it's been around for quite a while. I think it was 23.
Extreme Sentinel added.
Alright.
Extreme Sentinel
Like a big, like log, like a log hotel type of thing. Well, it didn't really make it a hotel, it was more like a big clubhouse type of thing. This type of design up here. Now this is back when I started to make like log cabins in the winter for different events. They're all glitched in somehow, probably with light blocks. And I really like how the landing pads came out too. You know, being able to put a design in the middle like that. My first time kind of experimenting with different landing pads. Alright. So let me just get inside because I think there's storms here. And just a bunch of different little glitch stacks. Oh, there's my little teleporter too. Little fireplace. Little like bar area, little social area. Our furnace going up to the chimney. A tiny like restaurant. Yeah, it's almost like a big like clubhouse type of thing. Kitchen. A little like tea room type of thing. Bunch of little details. And this was actually really fun to put together. Yeah, I think this was back in 2023. Yeah, you kind of have to keep this one. I Really happy with how these landing pads came out, though. Might have to take this design and use it somewhere else. I can remember how I built them. I think I can remember. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh yeah, big beetles. When was this? 5 years ago. So it's not that old of a base. I think it's either from 22 or 23. Alright, let's head back to the next base. Yeah, I thought about getting rid of this one, then I kind of like it. The problem is I'm trying to reclaim some pieces on some of these older accounts. That way I can get legacy parts. But I'm having trouble deleting some of them. I do like them. But I did see one on my list that I'm probably going to delete. It's got a really unique location. So, yeah, this AI defense build. Probably going to get rid of this. I have no idea where it's going to spawn me when I land. I hope it's the landing pads. Down here. I don't remember where any other stuff takes me. Alright. So this is inside the base. Yeah, got the same problem here if light panels aren't working. Get through here. Can't remember how to get out of my own base. Alright, so it's not that one. With a quick exit. Oh, okay, that brings me up here. Alright, so pretty bad when you get lost in your own base. Alright. I remember what side I used for this. Looks like we're gonna have to take our ship up. The activated indium farm. Of course, I had to go and build a bunch of other stuff though. Alright. There's our landing pad. Yeah, it's just a crazy planet. One of those that it storms constantly. give this weather to calm down for a moment. Alright, this is an ice and tam. What we have is we have an archive. With a freighter crashed into it. We get some better lighting. Get the storm to leave. Yeah, I only built this mainly because of this location. I've never seen a freighter crash into an archive before. Might be able to get a little better view on this side. Get our freighter. We'll head inside eventually. Hopefully get a better view of the outside before we leave. This was where I first started to mess around with those airlocks. I like how these turned out too, as they'll collapse as you get closer. I made this so that you can only go one way when you get to the base. That's why I kind of got screwed up inside. You walk in here, then you end up going up that ladder. But if you're quick enough, you can beat the proximity switch and actually get into the build. So, alright, I think that weather's calming down. I just want to be able to show what the outside looks like. Yeah, I want to redo this at some point. Alright, at least we can see a little bit better now. Yeah, we got our crashed freighter on the wrong side. Make this jump. Of course, the freighter, I can't seem to find the back side of it. I haven't been here in a long time. Like, okay, there's the rest of the freighter. Yeah, I was just kind of crashed right into the archive. Just only time I've ever seen this, so I had to build a base here. Let's go back inside. And I just use this stuff as a, barricade, so it'll hopefully not fall off. Going through here. So it'll take you up to that round room that's up on top. It's a pretty high climb. Just like a observation room. Oh, it brought me all the way out. Let me go back down. Gonna allow me to. Looks like that ladder issue is still in the game. Alright. Try that again. And here are my cannons. A couple different ones up here. It's like a defense network. There's activated indium in here, so on a couple different weapon systems. That's back when activated indium was actually worth something. couple different ones. And this was that observation deck, which I was starting to climb up into. Try that again. I have to remember to exit the ladder. Who knows? I'm not gonna sit here and mess around too much longer. Let's I'm gonna just bypass it with the, see if I can get in this door. Almost. Actually, oh, that's the save point. Yeah, I hid my proximity switches so you can't possibly open that door unless you get to it fast enough. Oh, come on. No, let's see if we can go through the regular way. Oh, did it again. Alright. No. I'm not gonna mess around with it. Base computer's over here somewhere. Actually, I can probably get inside right here. Nope, that's down to the ground. Alright. I'm going to delete this space. The activated indium isn't worth anything anymore, and I've always had issues with trying to navigate around this base, so... But I am going to leave a base computer here, because I might want to do something here at some point. Of course, I'm probably going the wrong way. Looking for the landing pads. I might be able to do something a little bit different here. Maybe actually use the inside of this for something. So, toss this down. Yeah, just repurpose the build site at some point. Probably come back here on a different save though. Let's go. Trader. Crash Reader and Archive site. Alright. I'll be able to claim a couple thousand pieces out of that. Head on back. Yeah, I've always had issues with getting to that that middle, like, command center area. They had those ladders fixed at one point, and then apparently they're broken again. So that's alright. I can use that site for something else. Get over to the next base. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, it's still gonna show up here. Might take a few days for it to get scrubbed. Paradise found, I don't need that. I have a settlement, apparently. I don't think this is actually a base. It's a holding base cave. Okay. Now we're getting into just locations. Yeah, you see my current system? I discovered this system on this save. Then what I did was I went into my other account, came over here and started building. Okay. That's not ready. Pick and pop portal. Yeah, see, some of these have... These bases are on different saves, but for some reason, it's given them screenshots. Yeah, like Haven Tempe class. Alright. Yeah, like this is on another save as well. I don't know why it does that. Probably because I already have a base on that planet. Alright, now we're getting into... Okay, so... That is pretty much it for that save. I am gonna get rid of something here, though. I'm gonna get rid of this beach ranch place. If I can get back, you know, I'd like to get back at least like 6,000 pieces. At least enough to make like 2 or 3 more bases. So I already actually reclaimed quite a bit last time, so... Like this one I haven't visited in years, so... I'll get rid of this one. The one in the Beeble Quadrant, that's a small base. That's only like maybe 600 or 700 pieces. So this one's not much more than that. This one's only maybe 1,000 if that. This one's like really outdated. Where are my steps? What else was in this system? Okay, light fishers. Okay, so there's really nothing else here. Another flourishing planet, though. That I never went to, apparently. I have no idea who discovered these. There's no name. It's weird. No idea. Let's get rid of this. Oh, and actually, I need to kind of record these so I know what to do it on. Let me just open up a quick document here. So AI defense. AI defense and the beach ranch. Alright. Yeah, that way I can move those base videos to a different playlist. Yeah, the good thing is I actually don't even have to drop a base computer here. I have the On the end of my videos, typically I put down the portal address, so I can always get back to these planets. I don't have to drop a base computer or anything. So we'll get back here and probably swap over saves. There is something I do want to check up here though. Yeah, like a lot of these locations that I had picked out, there's a good chance that some of these, the planets probably have changed because a lot of these were before Worlds 1 came out. So a lot of these might just be completely useless to me now. So I'll have to. I'm gonna do that off stream though, because it's gonna be me just warping in and out, deleting base computers. There was something here I wanted to see. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it was probably that A-class pistol thing actually. But I don't think that was my base. Let me run over there. Yeah, I don't remember ever building a base at a. It looks like it's at a camp. I wonder if there was something really special about this multi-tool. We got 3, 9, 15. Yeah, maybe it just had really good supercharged slots or something. They typically don't build bases at camps. Yeah, there's nothing special about this. And I would pick up this stuff, but I already got a lot of extra crap that I don't need. Alright, base computer. Alright, so we'll go back to the anomaly and change over to a different save and keep running around, I guess. So, go do that. Yeah, I'm kind of picky about what I delete, so do have to get rid of some stuff, especially on these legacy saves. So I just want to do a quick save. Alright, we'll switch over to a different save file. Alright, get into another legacy save. I'm Not sure where I'm gonna spawn in here. I know it said something about zoo land, so I'll be at one of my bases for a zoo. Start going through the list. Okay. Yeah, this one I'm keeping. This is one of my favorite bases. It was also for another community member, Zoo Gaming, who passed away a few years back. A big kaleidoscope over there. Landing pads. This was the first time I took a shot at building a curved bridge. A nice big building up here. And you get the same thing on this side, another pillar. The whole base is built around, you know, between two pillars. Just a really cool location. I knew I had to build here. Of course, you got a big kaleidoscope over there. Go with a wood aesthetic, with a like a staired roof. And these are also on. These windows are on a photocell, so they close at nighttime. Hopefully that's working. But yeah, just a big pillar right in the middle of two natural pillars. And a whole bunch of little glitches put in. I just try to, one of my earlier, and I do have a couple NPCs here. It's kind of like a nice little relaxed place, you know. Another NPC. Just try to stack different things together, give kind of unique, some unique looking parts. And over here there's an upstairs, like a bunch of just freebie stuff to grab up. And your storage containers going all the way around. More carbon planters, and yeah. This one was a good challenge to build because I had no idea how I was going to do these stairs, so I had to actually glitch them all in because of the angle. Because at the top it would overlap a little bit if you had the wrong angle, so I had to kind of figure out how to bring all these up and not have like a hole in the ceiling or anything. There is a small hole, but I was able to cover it up with that paver. Yeah, this is one of my favorite builds. I'll never. This used to be a nice lush planet. Luckily, it didn't turn into like stormy or anything. So. Yeah, I'll never delete this base. Too many good memories. Alright, and go around this way. Yeah, we got some fish tanks, and this is where I started messing around with stacking gravitino balls, stuff like that. You got a teleporter down on the floor. It's kind of cool. Alright, yeah, this one's a keeper. Alright, I use money pit. I thought I got rid of this. Let's, oh, actually, let's go over to this compass base. This one's in the same solar system, but I think this one, I think it was overgrown with, megaflora. Yeah, it is. It's overgrown. Yeah, this is supposed to look like a giant compass, but you can't really see it anymore. It's unfortunate. I really like how the top of this came out. But this is where I learned a lot of different stuff. Just a lot of little tricks that I use to, you know, get these pointed the right way and get all these to work. I'm not sure how I did that, actually. There's only 6 of them. Something I want to try to learn to redo, I think. Alright, yeah, just these giant leaves are, you can't see where you're going. So I think I'm gonna end up getting rid of this. It's unfortunate. I mean, I could just cut these down for a second. Yeah, at least get inside so we can take a little last look at it. Because I'm gonna delete this one. There's a lot of pieces here, and you can't see half the base half the time. This is where I learned how to get flat stairs too. This is another one. This is a 64-sided circle out here. It drops down to a 32 in the center. Little compass things, and it actually is facing, you know, the north direction, north, south, east, west. That's this build. Take a quick look downstairs. I like doing this with these small arches. If you do that with this with the middle one, where you have them flipped on top of each other, you can actually walk right through them. But it only works with the metal. It doesn't. Actually, it does work with the others, but it's harder to get through them. I've done it before with the stone. The stone, it works good, but the other ones are kind of weird. You kind of get held up a little bit when you walk through. This was, I believe, silver in the silo. Here's our downstairs area. Just a bunch of stuff, I guess. Yeah, a little bedroom. I think there's a couple different rooms. That one's going upstairs. This side, yeah, this one's all overgrown. It's like a little command center type of thing.
When
extra plants. And you have all these watertight doors out here. I put these in here for lighting inside, but also you get a really cool light effect out here. Well, it used to look really cool. Yeah, it still looks pretty decent. You know, little light effect out here. But another base Hello Games ruined. So I'm gonna let this one go. This will give me back a couple thousand points, or a couple thousand building parts. Gonna delete this base. Now we'll go up to the anomaly to take care of the rest of these bases. Good, there we go. Yeah, it's another planet that storms constantly. And if you notice, I have the same model ship. This one's just the gray version. I don't know. I just like these. They move around nice and smoothly. It's my larger Sentinel, only an A class. A lot of times I don't really bother too much with my freighters. I don't really use them for much. I haven't even done like an actual freighter base yet. Maybe put one together this summer or something. I just don't want to use up the base parts more than anything. So let's see, where do we go next? Oh, I want to actually take a second. I need to write that base down. Alright, start going through these in order. Money pit. Let me go through these real quick. Alright, go to this one, Money Pit. I don't think there's going to be a base here anymore. I'm pretty sure this was a stasis device farm. I'm pretty sure I deleted everything. I don't see the other two bases. Yeah, I think I just left a base here just to mark the system in case I decide to come back and build. But if I remember right, I think the lush planet is the one I'm could be loaded into. Pretty sure it's a swamp now. Yeah. So I don't think there are any other bases here. See, it sucks because I built this base, like 5 years ago, and all these people came here and built bases, and they're all no good anymore. They're no good anymore because this one planet changed to a swamp. Alright, so yeah, there's no point in having this. Just gonna delete the base. Yeah, they changed one planet, but they just messed up 19 bases for other people here that, would come over here and get the resources for it. Alright, let's get back up here. Because a lot of times people will, they'll throw down their own little base here because all the resources for stasis devices were in that system. So now when they warp in there, there's no stuff to grab. So they just pretty much have a dead base unless they actually built something that produce, different minerals or whatever. Alright, I'm not sure if this base is still there or not either. I thought I deleted this one as well. Oh, maybe I just scaled it back. At least I'm deleting some stuff today. Last night I didn't want to delete anything. Still here. This was a event put on by Procedural Traveler back I don't know, like 4 years ago, something like that. He just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. I know he got busy with life and stuff. But, yeah, he used to be on all the time, Stream back me the earlier days. Alright, take a look at the top of this. Yeah, now I know why I didn't delete it. I always liked how this looked. And like the helix with the angled generators. It's an older way of doing a helix. I always liked how this stuff looked too. I do have some lanterns inside of these to give it that orange glow. Little pool in here for more light. And again, I did the same thing over here with the metal doors, or the metal arches. And some more EMGs underneath. Yeah, this is like a early, like glitch build type of thing. Yeah, this is like 5 years old now. This was before we had all the new fancy way of glitching and stuff. Ooh, yeah, that thing changed. I used to the trade terminal used to be down here. That's why you can see this just random wire. You had to attach it to a light. Yeah, just put it right back there. Oh, get our NPC in here. Yeah, so it's not too crazy of a build. Yeah, I stripped a bunch of stuff out of this. These landing pads used to have like storage containers and refiners and stuff. Alright, so this one can go. If there's any bases here still. There were quite a few at one. Yeah, there's still 22 bases, 23 bases here. I recognize any of these. Oh, Mr. Witchblade. I know him. Well, the good thing is I can always come back here later on if I want to use this location again. Where's my base computer? In there somewhere. Oh, there it is. I don't know why it's floating in the air. Alright, delete base. Actually, let's see. Vortex overlook. Base. Let me just write that one down. Alright. We'll head back to the anomaly. At least I'm freeing up a bunch of base pieces this time, so just continue doing that. I don't think there are too many bases left on this save either. Yeah, a lot of my saves only have like, you know, under 10 bases because they're typically fairly large in scale, you know, in piece count, so. Update this thing. Okay. Take a look at the next one. Okay, Traverse is where we came in. So, Imaginarium. Alright, this next one was a event build, I believe, for Scottish Rod. He's another creator. You've probably seen plenty of his guides on YouTube. I think this was like a 1,000 subscriber little building thing that he put on. Came over and built this for him. Alright. Well, might as well just start up here. Just the interior. Just laid out like this. All your storage containers kind of all smushed together. Yeah, this is one of those bases that I want to keep, but I want to rework like the entire inside of it at some point. I haven't gotten around to it. And it's inside of like a pyramid type thing, so I wanted to actually do a kind of like a treasure room, you know, with a like a sarcophagus type of thing. Just use, you know, the adornments for that. Just kind of give it a stone type of feel before we had stone, and just there's some light decorations. Probably just move my character down because there's a lot outside. Yeah, I was really happy with this. This was like one of the first times I did one of these little electric circles. Run out here. This is the back side. But there's our pyramid. A pyramid there. Down here, another pyramid. Then we have a three-sided pyramid down here. That's our base. We have this stuff kind of sticking out here. My first time ever using these things to get that type of effect. probably glitch inside of here. Yeah, so you see it's kind of close quarters. This was back before you had to do everything on, if you were glitching, it had to be on a wire. Luckily, I was able to remove most of the wires in here. I did throw in a couple of these things for lighting. Yeah, what I wanted to do was use up as many shapes as I could, you know, in between, you know, the three-sided pyramid, four-sided pyramid, a square, a circle. The landing pads are something different. You don't see very often. I don't even know if I could rebuild that now if I wanted to. So I truncated isododecahedron. So you have these big Oreo things. Well, what they call an Oreo. There's like, I don't know, like 80 of these little shrubs in there. Let's see if I can find it in here. Yeah, these things, the Vigilant Tarot. There's like 80 of them or something inside of each of those. So it's a lot of pieces. But inside, just different goodies people can grab. You know, some nip nip and all that stuff. Yeah, so I just wanted to go for as many different shapes as I could. And we got floors for windows. If I can find the door. I think that's the door. No, this is the door. Not a lot of glitching on the outside. Yeah. I kind of have to keep this one. I do want to use it again for something else. Because I don't think, unless I can find another way to build one of these, but I don't know if it's possible anymore. I'm sure there's a way, but it probably take quite a while to figure it out. I'm not the best with doing angles like this. Actually, at one point, Beeblebum had a guide on how to build it. You're looking it up, it's probably like 6 or 7 years old now, back in his catalog. But it was like with the old build style, so I'm not even sure if it's possible anymore. And, you know, your Diplos up top. And if you stay here long enough, you'll end up with a ton of birds on the inside of the building. All they do is squawk the entire time. Take a closer look at this. Yeah, I just really like how this came out, and I don't think I know how to rebuild this. Maybe that'll be a challenge for the summer. Give me something to do. So, all right. So we're gonna keep this space. I can't get rid of this one. Let me see what we have for bases here. Okay, so I mean we still 20 more bases. So I know one of them's a giant banana. And I think Scottish Rod's squid is here too. Oh, his crab build. That's a really cool base. But yeah, I think it was when he hit 1,000 subscribers, he did a little building planet, community planet thing. I think this was like his first one too, so. Alright, head back to the anomaly, go to the next base. Alright, at least that planet didn't change too much either, so... Still looks like a good planet. A lot of birds, though. Alright. So traverse is already done. That's a temp base. Okay, ILO rod. This was another Scottish rod base. This was right around the time Frontiers came out, and I had to rebuild this thing a couple different times. Yeah, when Frontiers came out, it changed the planet, of course, and half of my base was floating over water. So I went in, I fixed a bunch of things, then Hello Games rolled back the servers on it and brought the planet back. So I had to go in to the build again and rebuild, you know, what I already just tore out. And I'm pretty sure the planet changed again, so let's see what this thing looks like now. Alright. Oh, might as well just start at the main house then. It's gonna be a 8-sided house. Of course, I kind of wish I could get daytime when I come in here. Yeah, we got a 8-sided structure. All made out of wood. Yeah, because that's when we got these new windows. Before that, I'm pretty sure it wasn't all windows. I think it was, you know, a combination of windows and solid walls. But with our NPC, our bartender, you know, we got a little eating area. There's some decorations, some just random stuff thrown together. Some neat little decorations. Get our teleporter. You know, different things to kind of liven up the place a little bit. Our teleporter with a hat. That wasn't like that before. That was something that I had to add in after the fact. Yeah, that's when these galactic trade terminals changed into a freestanding model. I just kind of got lucky and there was a mushroom already there. Alright, go run outside. Of course, well, there is little room here with some goodies in it to pick up. Got our door going out. Luckily, power still works. Make sure this still works. Yep, good. So our landing pad. Oh, this is when we found out we could start scaling up stuff. This is all like a rebuilt thing. This isn't the original landing pad. So, we got 3 different landing pads here. Yeah, this is all like a rebuilt area. Got a plaque over there. There's that overhead door trick. Yeah, and I think this was for chlorine. You can get salt and oxygen here. You have your gas extractor. Yeah, this is an S-class gas extractor. Not sure where my collection point was for this. Yeah, S-class. Oh, here's the salt. I thought I had one for oxygen as well. Oh, maybe I've made it so you could only... So you wouldn't even need a silo, you just take one thing of oxygen at a time. Oh no, it's all right there. 37,000. There must be a big silo in the middle. How did I do that? Yeah, there must be a silo in the middle or something that I'm actually accessing. Alright. Couple refiners, some more refiners. Up here. Yeah, I was really happy with how these came out. These were a pain to figure out. Not even sure how I actually did it, to be honest. It's so long ago. It's probably just an upside down floor or something that I adjacency glitched here. A little seating area with some stuff to harvest. A bunch of upside down fireplaces just to give it a little bit of light. This is how I, just learn how to do things. Just trying to put different pieces together and see what I can come up with. Sometimes it's a 5-minute idea, and other times it's a 12-hour project. We have this little outbuilding here. There is going to be like a kaleidoscope type of thing up there, I hope. Yep, there they are. This is just a little gazebo type of thing. With more fireplaces in here. This is when fireplaces first came out, so I wanted to try like 18 different things with them. So came up with this. Oh, like a big, almost like sunflower or something. Yeah, and the calcium shrooms are the wrong color. Let's take a run out here. Now we can get up there a little bit further. Actually, I can jump all the way up. Yeah, it looks like all the stabilized glitches turn to like red. This is what I came up with. I have 2 fireplaces going into each other. That's why you get that little wave effect. And you get the same thing on this side. Yeah, all these change too to a different color. I'm pretty sure I had these as yellow. Yeah, they're already tagged as yellow. If I go to purple, okay, purple will show up. Yellow is still showing up as red. Alright, so I'm just gonna leave them like they are for now. I might have to come back and I might just change the color on these when Hello Games figures out what they're doing with their game. Because, it's not gonna be like that. Yeah, I don't know why they change stuff and then you tell them and then they don't fix it. They just ignore it. Who knows? Yeah, so that's this base. I don't think there's... Yeah, I used to have another building over on that little island, but when Frontiers came out, half of it disappeared, so I never bothered rebuilding it. yeah, I was really happy with like this whole build. This was a lot of fun. There's some really great bases here too. You know, Scottish Rod's hub base. Beebles got a base here. Nirvana. I mean, got a lot of heavy hitters that built here. Marine. Madfish. I forgot about Madfish, yeah. I haven't seen her Dimash in quite a while. Or they used to be around a lot. Well, they have a little one now too, so. Oh, Banana Tom. Yeah, this is the one with the giant banana. Yeah. Shin Banjo is another, like one of the big original builders. Yeah, some really great bases here. So head back, jump over to the next base. And let me check something here real quick. At least we're going through these at a pretty good clip. We're not just rushing through them, which I don't really want to do. If anybody's watching this back, you know, people might get some ideas for, you know, either builds or little glitch ideas, you know. Alright, so Island Rod, the town, no good, nothing there. Alright, got another Scottish Rod base. This was another one of his hub bases. I think it was probably some type of build event or something. So take a run over there. This one I might get rid of, I'm not sure. To load in, see what we have. I'll go over here for a little bit. Yeah, this is kind of a smaller base. I might end up deleting this one, I'm not sure. Because once again, if I decide to build something else on this planet, I can always get back here because I have the coordinates. I'm pretty sure I built this right when Frontiers launched, so the base is actually a little ways away from the base computer. This planet changed a little bit. Alright, it looks like I actually did delete this already. Alright. So, let me take a quick look here. Yeah, there's still quite a few bases here. So I'm just going to, I think I'm just going to leave the base computer in place. Because I do want to build something else here. I didn't really like how the base turned out. It was too claustrophobic for me. So, alright, let's head back to the anomaly. I don't know why the game is still giving me a screenshot of a base when there's no base there. Okay, even if I took a screenshot there, it would still show the old base. Alright, so get back, find a new base. I don't think there's very many left on this save. Yeah, this is going to be a shorter stream than the last one. I have a meeting I have to get to in about a half hour or so. Alright, Alice's Retreat. I could run over there. I'm not sure if I deleted this base or not. Yeah, this was another one right after Frontiers came out. You know the moon pools people use all the time? I used a bunch of these up at the top of the base, and you used to not get the legs that would drop down, but with this update, they put the legs in so that no matter what you did, you couldn't make the legs disappear. So it completely encaged this entire base in nothing but legs. I couldn't even like access the base computer or anything. So I had to go through and delete a bunch of the moon pools. Alright, looks like the base is still in place. Yeah, this is one of those kind of a rare white planets. See if I can find a door to go out. Actually, take a look at the inside real quick. Just, you know, a bunch of stuff you can loot. You got a teleporter going down. It's kind of a casual seating area. And raceway initiators. To getting fried and fires. Yeah. I just wanted to use as much, you know, color and movement here as I could. So that is what I wanted to do, is make like a giant mushroom type of thing. Yeah, there used to be more decorations up top. But yeah, I had all those moon pools and they were embedded inside of these. So you had lights, you know, flashing up and flashing down. It used to be really bright. But they changed how the moon pools work, so it kind of took away a lot of the flashiness of it. Still pretty cool looking base. And I angled my landing pads, and it took forever to figure out how to actually do this, because it's not really a circle. It's, you know, these are all spaced out a certain distance. So there is that little gap here. You can't, you know, get through it with your camera or anything, but and down here you got a teleporter that just takes you right back upstairs. And we're right next to a portal. Not sure what direction it is. Actually, there's Scottish Rod's base there. I don't think he ever... Yeah, it doesn't look like he ever finished that. There's the portal right there. Normally I don't like people building that close to me, but Rod's okay. Because typically, like, that's only 185 units away. He probably didn't realize I had built there when he came in. But yeah, it's kind of a rare planet. Yeah, that's our portal right there. So this base, it's also in like an area that he occupies. Yeah, built 5 years ago. Yeah, Jefferson Airplane System. Not too many bases here though. I think I will hold on to this one. I might end up doing something else with it at some point. Alright, head back to the anomaly. Yeah, I've been wanting to do something with those pieces there, the not the arches, but the like those right angle slanted, like the slanted walls there. I wanted to do something with those for a while, and I came up with that idea. Just so you get a piece that looks like something different, instead of just using it for the side of your steps. Alright, your bases. Oh yeah, Cue Ball's winter cabin. Yeah, this was another winter event for Cue Ball Gaming. I think this was the first time I actually did like a little log cabin. This is a totally different building style than what I did before, what I've done since rather. This one kind of gave me the way to lay things out, but I tweaked it to make it a little bit easier on future builds. This one was a pain because every single one of these had to be glitched in on a wire. There were no, I didn't use light blocks for this one. This was like a hardcore way of trying to build these. Yeah, everything here was on a wire. So I'll probably keep this one too, just because I think it came out better than some of my newer attempts at these. But yeah, I just went with a classic wood type feel. See, you can't get this classic wood feel from the new parts. They just don't work. They're too shiny. You got a nice big fireplace with a thing on it. Now, I don't know why you really need a, well actually yeah, you have a fireplace, but we also have a furnace. A nice big bed. Yeah, it's the first time I did this style bed using the stone trough. Nice little bedroom, nice little cabin on the outside. Yeah, actually kind of a big cabin, but yeah, that's the old style. Because you got these kind of poking out a little bit, and then these are sticking out a little bit further, and kind of repeat it over here. And trying to figure out how I was going to do this little roof thing, get it to work. That overhang, rather. We got, I did build like a little outhouse here somewhere. Did I get rid of the outhouse? Oh, it probably got overgrown. Yeah, I had like a little outhouse over here somewhere. Yeah, I must have deleted it. Yeah, but beyond, I got overgrown by this stuff. Then your landing pads, I was really happy with how these came out. It's just a single landing pad, but it's wrapped in a wreath. Kind of a unique type of look. Just a bunch of trees glitched in a circle. Some extra frostwork, giant frostwork out here. A little seating area. Yeah, I like this build. Kind of reminds you of kind of, where you started with building. Yeah, and you got your arches here, and I flipped my arch So I can make it a little bit taller and leave this open. It's just taking a few extra seconds to flip these around makes a big difference. Visually. It doesn't look as, cookie cutter. And actually, these are the new style windows here, too. I don't have any windows on this side. Yeah, there's windows here. You can actually see the frame of it a little bit, which I wasn't a fan of. What I could have done was just come over here and... Wait, then it can't be duplicated? Oh, is it trying to duplicate the window? What the heck? You can't duplicate stuff? Maybe it's because it's on its side. Why can't I place that? What have they done? Yeah, okay, I can snap to that, no problem. What the hell? What did they do? Nothing to pick up, what? Wow, they did something really weird with their build system. I don't like that. I can't copy those pipes. Well, it says it copied them, but there's nothing to place.
Panel protection falling.
Will it do that with, like, the steps? Okay, steps I can move around. Alright, saying I duplicated the part. Nothing to pick up. Alright, so I'm gonna hit R1 to duplicate. Why can't I build that? Alright, I'm gonna duplicate that. And I can build that. What the heck? So you can't... Okay, that's not a problem. For some reason it's just the pipe. You can't build a pipe if you duplicate it. What the heck? I don't know. I wish they would stop messing with the build system in this game, because all it's doing is chasing builders away. That's probably why I haven't built anything in like a year, you know? People are just going over to other games where the build system actually works. Go get to another base. Now you report things to Hello Games, stuff that's broken, and it never gets fixed. Alright, so I do want to keep that one. This base is already deleted, so I'm gonna go down here and delete the base computer. I'm pretty sure I deleted this, because all it was a kaleidoscope. So hopefully finish up the bases on this save, because I've got to jump out here shortly. I have a couple things I have to do this morning. And, yep, there's nothing here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a kaleidoscope right up at the top of that. So we're just going to delete this base. I am interested to see this next one because there are quite a few light floors in it, so hopefully they're working. Yeah, Ghost. Oh, the Sugar Shack. Yeah, that one can go too. Alright, let's go take a look at Ghost. Yeah, this one was the Ghost from Destiny. Your little companion guy. So hopefully this one's working. You know, there's an issue with light floors lately, so I'm not sure if it's going to actually function the way it's supposed to. And oh, it looks like the light floors are working. Let's see. Yeah, it's right over a grave. Take a quick look at the outside of it. It's a pretty good sized build. Just trying to figure out this shape was a challenge. I tried to rebuild this thing, or tried to build this thing, I don't know, I don't even know how many times, probably 6, 7 times. I could always get the center, but just trying to figure out the angles out here was always a challenge. And these are all the classic concrete floors with a, what pattern was that? Like a wood pattern, I think, to get it really, really dark. Then these floors are supposed to be white, not blue. No idea why they're colored blue now. Those should be white. Yeah, good. Pretty sure they're supposed to be white. But there's that, and you just swing around the back side of it. So a lot of it was just finding the right angles and trying to patch everything together so it actually looks like one big shape. Luckily, the stone made it a little bit easier to do, because the way it snaps together is really nice. There's the outside of it. And just a small area inside. I always just want to have something on the inside of these just to kind of display what things actually look like when you build it. Yeah, that way you can kind of see what the insides look like. This little like control area. Anything that's flashy, throws a bunch of light I like to use. And down here is your setup for your floors, because they're, on different, different pulses. I wanted it to look like kind of like a little wave effect type of thing. Well, luckily everything's working, so alright, that one's done. Let's get over to the next base. The last one I think was a another winter build. A lot of times creators will do little winter events, so I'd like to try to, build something small for those. Yeah, pretty much like winter and Halloween, stuff like that. A lot of them do little building events. Their bases. Portal. Yeah, you can get quick S-class modules here for your freighter, so I always make sure to get over there when I get a new freighter. And this was one for Captain Steve's winter event. I think it was 2024. I think. Yeah, I wanted to make like a cabin with like a maple syrup house, sugar shack. So I'm pretty sure he toured it. I don't think he knew really what it was, but at least he swung by for a minute and looked at it. Yep, it's the maple sugar house. Oh, a couple buildings, yeah, right next to a pillar. And we got our little log cabin over here. It was cool. I, spend like 20, 30 hours putting it together, and you just visited it for, like 2-3 minutes. So it was cool. Yeah, you got all your heat vats, some other stuff. Just try to make it look like an actual operation with all your buckets. And the heat vats. Yeah, I don't think he realized what this was when he flew in. That'd be the syrup house, and on this side, like your couple wagons with some the syrup in it. Predators here, so that's always cool. Little, oh, I can't even get in here. Get up here so I don't get hit. Alright, this planet must have shifted, because I can't get in that door. But, alright, so, a little interior. Fireplace. Back here, a lot of times when you see me put a poster over a door like this, it's supposed to be like a curtain type of thing. Oh, it's not letting me through. I'm pretty sure it's just a bathroom. Yeah, you can walk through the posters. I don't know why I can't get inside that door. I didn't have any issues with it last time. See if I can delete a couple of these though. Yeah, there's something up with that center pipe. Oh, wonder if I'll be able to get through it now. There we go. Oh, that's a solid wall. Why is that solid? Oh, maybe because of the doors? Oh, that's weird. That's something else they changed. Oh, weird. And I had tossed in some trees here so I can get sap out of them. Yeah, it's something I don't even think he realized what I was going for here. Probably because he's too busy trying to make jokes instead of actually looking at people's work. Alright, so where's my base computer? And I don't think I'm gonna bother keeping this one.
Protection falling.
Find my base computer though. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it doesn't help that there's somebody that built like 100 units from here. Oh, 400 units. There was somebody that was built even closer though. I do remember that guy. Somebody had built like literally like his base computer was maybe 125 units away, something like that. He got really close to my base. Yeah, it was like over in here somewhere. Doesn't help when people do that. Alright, let's get back to the anomaly. I'm probably gonna end up just calling it a stream here. That way, next save I jump into be a whole new save. I got a couple appointments I have to get over to, and hopefully get on this evening. Maybe go through another save or two. Kind of go from there. So just gonna go make a quick save. At least we got rid of, I don't know, like 4 bases, something like that. So at least get a few parts and pieces back. So, well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to check this out. And I will see you next time. Take care.